First question goes to Eric Wilson.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. So, you guys are evenly matched when it comes to Indiana. How important is the rebound game going to be tonight, not having Isaac and them possibly having
I
the
think the
return of
rebounding
Oladipo?
game is a big deal, and it's one of the things with them. If you look at it, like playing without Sabonis, who's a terrific, I think, around 3 offensive rebounds a game, but what it does do is Sampson is a bear on the glass. He goes every time, and it's one of the things we concentrated on this morning. And for our team, we have to be able to both get some offensive rebounds and be back in transition. So that's always going to be a key for us. But I think tonight it's very important that we win the rebounding game.
Roy Perry.
Steve, I don't know if you probably watched the first 2 games that Indiana's played here, but TJ Warren, obviously, is their leading scorer during the regular season. But what is he doing differently now? I know part of it probably is Sabonis being out. There's more shots available. What are you seeing him do differently that's allowing him to really have these great offensive games?
Yeah, well, one, they're 4 out instead of more. They play a lot. They have been playing a lot, throughout the season with, Turner at 5 and Sabonis at 4. And then when they broke the lineup, they would be more 4 out. And so for somebody like TJ, the 4 out went in. There's just more room on the floor. And, he can score in so many different ways, and he's taking full advantage of it. And then the other thing in these 2 games, he shot the 3 so well. So he's on a roll right now. And, again, it's like most guys who've scored that many points, it's not just one way. There's a lot of things that we're going to have to be able to do to slow him down.
Dan Savage.
If with Isaac's minutes, obviously, they were reduced with him coming off the bench, still being on the restriction. But how will you look to fill his void? Will you do it by committee based off matchup, or will you try to find somebody to fit in there permanently with the second unit?
Yeah, it will be more matchup based. Like tonight, they are playing small almost for 48 minutes. So I see, James Ennis moving over to the 4, which we've done since we got him. And, West at times can play the 4. And then if they went bigger and, say, played Leaf at the 4, then Gary would play.
Aaron Goldstone.
Coach, circling back to how Indiana's been playing in the bubble, when they do take Turner out and they break the lineup, and as you said, they played, small. Brooklyn did that as well a couple games ago with more and more teams, playing non-traditional small lineups. Are you, from a coaching philosophy, more inclined to try to match up, or do you believe in doing, what your team does and then seeing if you can get a team out of a non-traditional lineup and maybe use positional size to your advantage? What are you inclined to do more as a coach?
Yeah, I think what you try to do is play your best players. And so for us, that's one of the advantages of having Aaron Gordon, who obviously can play the 3 or the 4 equally well. And he has the strength and the size to play against any 4-man. And then he also has the quickness, and he's good with technique and stuff defensively, so he can guard 3s. And what it does do is in a lot of situations, it gives us an advantage when we post him, where he can, out physical, outsize, overpower guys in the post. So having him helps us in that, obviously he's one of our better players, and we don't have to make a lot of adjustments when he's at the 4. Where it is going to be difficult or different for us is in that second unit. We're going to have to be flexible enough so that if they're bigger, like I said, Gary Clark will get minutes, and when they're smaller, we can use James, and that opens the door for West to play more.
Josh Robbins.
Steve, what will be your starting lineup tonight? The same as the last game?
The same, yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else for Coach Clifford? Okay, thanks everybody.